When I was at Ritz-Carlton, I got a call one day from the president of a hospital who had just seen me do an interview somewhere. And he said, will you meet me for lunch? I went, well, sure, president of a hospital. Yeah. So we meet for lunch. And he said, I've got some real opportunity because I don't like what's happening in terms of our patient experience. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like the service levels. I would love to learn from what you're doing. Will you come on the board? Now, my first reaction is, I cannot wait to call my wife. I just got asked to get on a hospital board. Are you kidding me? The guy that used to carry bags for dollars? I'm in. I couldn't wait. What an honor. So he said, do me a favor. I'd like you at these quarterly strategic planning meetings that we have. And so our first meeting is in 2 weeks. So will you come? So I was so excited, so proud, I couldn't wait. So I showed up an hour before the meeting and I walked the hospital. And the reason I walked the hospital is an old hotel habit. So whenever you would have a client come to the hotel, and I spent a lot of years in the field at hotels before I got to any corporate role, when you have a client that's coming for a wedding, a meeting like this, and you know that they'll be here, the planning committee will be at the hotel at 1 o'clock, they're going to see the ballroom, they're going to want to see some suites, they're going to want to see the pool area, they're going to want to meet with the executive committee, and they're considering 4 other hotels. But it's a pretty hefty piece of business, so you'll do whatever you have to do to get the business. So you walk the property before they come to make sure that the steps in the path they take, there are no room service trays in the hall, there's no garbage on the floor, everything is as it should be, because that's how they're going to remember their decision making. So I did the same thing at the hospital. I walked the hospital for an hour. I had a list of about 18, 20 things that I just kept with me. Everything from a microwave oven or a toaster oven in the cafeteria that you wouldn't put a piece of bread in, to the person at the front who was my first impression, who had a stain on his shirt. He was supposed to be wearing a tie, but the knot was here, and he spoke broken English, and I'm in Rockville, Maryland. There was a seat, a comfortable seat in a waiting area that had a notebook page with a pen on it that said, "Do not take chair," with a piece of tape over it. I guess they had chair theft problems, I don't know. And then there was an empty phone bank where the payphones had been ripped out of the wall, but the wires were still coming out. So I gave you 3, there was like 20 of those things. And I thought, if they really want value from my participation on this board, they're going to take this stuff seriously. Because if I'm thinking this is what I see, what else might I be thinking? Yeah. Oh my God. And it's not that you guys don't see this. This is where you work. You don't see this? Or you do see it, you just don't pay attention to it because it's not important to you. Okay. So I haven't been at the meeting yet, but I have this piece of paper in my pocket. And so I go to the meeting, and we sit down, and I have to tell you, I don't intimidate easy. I was intimidated because I was the only non-medical person in the room. And I had head of oncology, I had head of cardiology, and here's the hotel guy. And so when Dennis introduced me, and he said, the reason that Bruce is here, here's Bruce's background, there's a whole level of service that I think we ought to start looking at as a hospital. I got the RCA Victor dog look. You guys remember the RCA Victor? Well, some of you do, right? I got that. And then I got a lot of arms folded. And I said, uh-oh, this is going to be a challenge. So that was my first meeting. Second meeting, I brought them the things that we hold dear at Ritz-Carlton in terms of service values. And I shared it with them. I said, let's talk about these and see if you feel there are any implications or overlap. That's what I'm going to share with you. This is what I shared with them, the board of the hospital, my second meeting. These are our 3 steps of service. A warm and sincere greeting. Use the guest's name. Anticipation and fulfillment. Give a fond farewell. Give a warm goodbye and use the guest's name. Let's go back to number 1 for a minute. A warm and sincere greeting. 8 weeks ago, my mother-in-law had a heart issue and went to the hospital to have trans-aorta valve replacement done. 83 years old, my wife and I took her to the hospital. Very strong woman, but she was really scared and really nervous. And so we walked into the hospital. She had her appointment. And we walked up to the area where we had to check in. And the woman behind the check-in area said 3 words. Anyone want to guess what the 3 words were? Have a seat? No. Fill this out. 83, scared. Fill this out. It's not that she said anything wrong. There's just zero empathy. She just didn't get what my mother-in-law was about to go through. She wasn't in her head. She didn't see it through her lens. So back on the hospitality side, what we try to do is see it through the customer's lens. So when you approach the front desk of a hotel, there's 2 ways that you could be checked in. The first way is you walk through the front door, you approach the desk, and I'm like this. Name? That's option 1. Option 2, the door opens up, you're walking across the lobby, I see you and I make eye contact with you, and maybe I smile. And then you approach the desk and I go, good morning, welcome to the hotel. How was your trip? Great. What's your last name? Both will get the job done. Both will get you your room key, both will get you to your room. The first one probably will check you in quicker because they're more efficient. The second one will get you in feeling better because they have empathy skills.